lately I felt like life's been asking more and more of me, whilst I also have less and less to give. Are you feeling that as well? And I don't know if it's turning 40 or the mental load of life and work and kids and all of that stuff, or whether it's just perimenopause reaching up and saying, hey there, you need to fix this. But I've made some changes to adjust to this season of life to help simplify my life, and I want to share them with you today. It's Monday morning and I'm about to get ready for work. I'm working from home today, so whilst I'm putting on my makeup, which I normally do in the bathroom, I'm going to do it here at the dining table. I wanted to share some of my thoughts because these are fresh off my mind off the weekend as it's Monday morning here, and I wanted to share them with you as well. They're not your traditional, okay, switch off your notifications on your phone, blah, blah, blah. I've shared multiple videos about that stuff. This just goes that extra layer deeper, especially for my over 40 mums who are looking just to simplify life. So whilst I get into it and I grab my foundation, I've already put my sunscreen on. The first thing that I did is I stopped saying yes to be nice. Yes. I can give you a real life example here. So my girlfriends sent a message on our group chat and said, hey, there's this comedian coming into town. Do you want to go ahead and see them? And as much as I was like instantly like, oh, yay. Not so much because I wanted to see that person, more so just because I wanted to hang out with my girlfriends. But on the flip side of it, I was like, when I thought about it properly, I thought, I don't know. Just the thought of it being in the evening, I've probably had a full day of work. I've got to get home, I've got to get dressed, rush around, get the kids ready, get their dinner ready, all of that stuff. I just thought, no. No, I just don't want to do it. And it's not until August, I think it is, but just the thought of it was just, I feel so drained. I don't know about you. I'm definitely going to go to the doctors and go and get my bloods checked out. But just the thought of it, I just feel like I don't have the energy anymore to be, overtly out there as much as I used to. The thought of it is just too much. I don't want to be out past 9 o'clock. Like I actually don't. Like it's exhausting because it's not just that. And I don't even drink anymore. That's another conversation for another time. But I don't want to be out that late because once I come back, I know that if it's on a Friday, then in the next day, I've got to take my kids to their soccer game, or we've got to go and take my daughter to her swimming squad classes. I'm like, no. I don't. And the thing is, I replied back to my friends, and they know me and they know what I'm kind of going through at the moment. And I just replied back and said, sorry, I can't make this one. And I didn't provide an explanation. And I didn't want to. I didn't want to have to go into it and then for them to say, oh, why are you not doing that? And bless them, they know already. So they kind of got it. No one said, okay, why aren't you coming? Blah, nothing like that. It was just like, I can't make this one. Simple. Not giving a reason. It's just that I don't want to leave my house to have to go out. Maybe it's just I want to do more during the day things. No, it's exhausting. So that's one of the things that I've definitely done over the last year or so to just simplify my life and just not overstretch myself where I can feel that I really just won't be able to give as much as I can. Energetically, I'm just like, done. Oh, and if you're wondering who I am, my name is Jay. Hey, welcome to the channel. On this channel, we focus on all things decluttering, simplifying our lives as full-time working mums so we can really focus in on the things that matter and making coffee at the same time. If you're at that point and that season of life right now, then go ahead and consider subscribing. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so I'd love to be able to get there with your help. All right, let's get into the next tip. Now, back in the day, I never used to prioritize rest, You have things to do, you got kids to look after, you got food to cook, blah, blah, blah. But I never actually prioritized resting on the weekends. Like, what the hell? Like now I think about it, like what's going on? We work 5 days in the week and then we have 2 days for the weekend. Like what's going on? And then on that weekend, I would find myself feeling all kinds of tired. I'll get to Sunday night, like, whoo, I've managed to get that all done. And it's already 8 o'clock. I'm like, damn, I've got to go to work on Monday. How am I going to do this? Like, I feel like I haven't rested, or felt like by the time I got to Sunday, I was like, right, I am ready for the weekend. And there's no more weekend left. We got 4 more hours of the weekend left, and that was it. So what I did was I actually prioritized resting. And I think it's the overachiever in me wanting to make sure that I get everything done and do everything as much as I can and make sure I fit every single thing or task that's on my list to do and fit it all into the weekend. But I really just had to just let that go. And I prioritized the main things that need to be done. There might be need to give the house a bit of a clean, or I need to do some cooking or in preparation for the week ahead. Fine. All good. But I made sure that I'm at home on the afternoons. Like, I don't want to be going around gallivanting, taking my booty here, there, and everywhere to do everything to make everyone else feel better and feel good when I potentially feel raggedy as hell at the end of it. So I just prioritized resting, whether that means that I've done lunch or I've cooked some meals for the week ahead. And then at 3 o'clock, I sit down on the sofa and I just watch TV. And this I can say that I've only really done in the last couple of months. And the transformation has been like crazy. It's so much so that I couldn't remember the last time that I sat on the sofa in the middle of the afternoon and watched Netflix. Like, I couldn't believe it. Yes, for that to actually happen, I had to make some changes along the way and put those boundaries, which I'll talk about, boundaries in place for me to do that. But it's really helped just those 2 hours or so to sit down and watch a show. I'm watching on Netflix, and this is really old, The Resident, but it's great because it's like, I don't know, 6 seasons or something. I'm up to season 2, but it's been so nice just sitting there in the afternoon, the sun's coming through, sitting on this sofa and just watching TV. The kids might be playing games or whatever it is, but it's all pretty chilled. And then they see me relaxing, like, oh, what are you doing, Mama? And like, they've never really seen me do that before, which also made me think, am I setting the right example for all of them to know that actually you've got to build in rest time? You know, I'm all very mindful of what I'm doing. And obviously, you know, your kids following along with you and basically copying everything you do. I don't want them to think that they have to be running at 150 miles an hour all the time to feel like they're getting something done, or even when they get older and they have kids themselves, I don't want them to feel like that. So building in that rest time has been game changing, and I feel so much better for it. And I'm like, damn, why did I do this before? Why did I feel that I had to do everything? Kind of goes back to that first point, feeling like I had to do everything, be everywhere, all of that stuff. I've got another point as well that will help solidify this point even more. So I'm going to start with this next point. And I actually had to set firmer boundaries with my kids. So this weekend, for example, prime example for this, my son had a birthday party to go to, and we've been talking about it in the week. And the issue is that it was on a Saturday night and he has a game on a Sunday. So I was like, well, you're not going to stay out till 9 o'clock at night because you've got to be up at 6:30 to get ready to go to your game. Not gonna happen. That's not how we roll, right? You gotta make sure that you have enough time to go to your game. So we'd already talked about it. In my head, I don't know what it was. It was his friend's birthday party. I thought it was at his house, which is like in the next suburb. I was like, great. That's fine. You can go at 5:30 and you won't be there for very long, but I'll pick you up at 7:30 and then we'll go home. Anyway, we'd all figured it out. He was all dressed and changed and ready to go to the party. And so we got in the car and we started driving. And I started driving towards his friend's house. And he's like, but Mama, it's not here. It's on the other side of town. I was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean it is? And it dawned on me that I completely had just forgotten that it was going to be held at a bowling place. I was like, oh my God. Because already in my head, I was like, I'll drop you off at 5:30, then I'll come home and then I'll get dinner ready for the rest of the family. So then we can have dinner. And then once I've finished, then I'll go and pick you up from your friend's house. Done, easy. But that's not the case. I had to then drive across town to go and drop him off at the party at the bowling place. And I said to him, I was like, I get it, and I want you to be able to go to your friends' houses and stuff, and to go to parties and all of that stuff. But it actually is quite a bit of an inconvenience. I said to him, next time, if you have a party, please don't ask me to go if you know that it's on a Saturday night and you've got football the next day, because it means that then I have to go and drive around to drop you off. If it's not me, then it's your dad. It just adds more complexity to it. It just makes it so much harder. I was like, I want to rest. You know, it's Saturday night. This is my weekend as well. I actually want to rest and I want to make dinner and then I want to sit down on the sofa. I want to hang out with your dad. Like, I just want more time to do that. And he was like, okay, right, I see. Yeah, no, I completely get it. Like, I don't mind taking you to the party if it's on a Friday or something, would have been different, but it's really just adds a real spanner to the works. In the end, I came home, I made dinner, and then my husband then went and picked him up later. But I was like, it's a real pain. You know, and if I want to simplify my life, then, or our lives just in general, we got to have those firmer boundaries in place. And he understood. He's a little gem, love him to pieces, and he really got it and was really understanding. But I know that it kind of comes back to that first point that I mentioned, that I don't want to overcommit myself or even say yes to events or parties that I'm like, I can't even bear to think about, you know, or just energetically takes a lot out of me. So maybe that seems harsh, maybe you don't like it, maybe that's not for you, but this is just what has worked for me and what I'm doing at the moment and where I'm at in this season of life, just to help manage my energy levels. That's right, manage my energy levels. And I did feel a bit of guilt there as well, like, oh, am I, you know, stopping him from seeing his friends and, you know, and hanging out with them and having that social time. But it's also, you know, as much as he wants to be social, it's also about, you know, what capacity do we have to be able to do that stuff, you know? That's where I'm getting with that. I hope I'm making sense here. I feel like I'm rambling. Listen, this putting on makeup and talking at the same time, I don't know how the girls do it, because this is a challenge. Now I've got to put on eyeliner and I don't even know how I'm gonna go with that. So let's see. Let's talk about school notifications, shall we? School notifications, honestly, just make my head spin. So if you have kids, you know the struggle, right? I know you know. And it's an endless barrage of notifications, emails, school permission slips that need completing, all of that jazz. And it's so hard to keep up. Soccer notifications I have from my kid's coach, from the swim squad team, from my youngest, he also does soccer as well. They play on the weekend, you know, all of that stuff. Where they're playing, what field they're gonna be at, changes to it, it's storming, it's raining, so then there's cancelled, all of that stuff. And you know what, one thing I've done to really simplify life is let go. I have truly let go of trying to be across everything and trying to be across all the notifications that are coming in, what needs to happen where, who needs to do what. I've let go. I can't keep up. So if the kids miss something, I'm sorry. Sorry. That's it. I've missed it, or we didn't do it, or whatever it is, fine. But I've noticed as a result of kind of letting that go, my eldest son is now 13, and I've kind of put a little bit more responsibility on him to make sure that he tells me when things are happening, so that I'm not just having to read all the things and then communicate it to him and all of that. I've kind of put a bit more ownership on him doing that stuff, and he's been running with it. But I found as a result of letting that go, the kids are a little bit more on top of things. They really are. Like they're the ones telling me, hey mama, that school note came in. For example, this is last week. My youngest son has a school note. They're going on a school trip and they had sent home a note, but the note that they sent home originally had some incorrect information in it, so they sent a new one, and he told me about it, and they'd sent an email, but I hadn't read it in detail. I saw the subject lines, okay, cool, but I didn't take it in great detail. But he was the one that told me, and I was really proud as well. I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you. But it does also come back to that first point as well about my son telling me about the birthday party this weekend, and I was like, and missing the finer details of that, but whatever, we've got to let it go, right? So really letting go of the school notifications. If I catch it at the time, great. If I don't catch it, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna stress about it too much, because it's too much. It's too much. I just can't. I can't do it all. Right, I think I am almost done. Now, I do also recognize that, you know, letting go of the school notifications, I'm not saying that I don't anymore. It's just that I'm not completely going through them in great details. My eldest son's soccer WhatsApp group, I open it up. I don't receive any notifications from that group anymore. It's only if I happen to go in there, I'll see it. And I open it up and there's like 26 unread messages. Well, I have to go back and read that all from top to bottom to find out all the logistics and all the changes and all of this stuff and things for upcoming games, and they're going to be playing at this place. So I'm like, oh, I got a full-time job. I got to get to work. Like, I can't deal with those logistics. It's too much for me. And if I miss it, whatever. It helps with my peace and where I'm at right now, just to keep things simplified and to simplify my life. Now that I'm feeling a little bit better, oh yeah, not looking too bad. I will add in one more bonus that I wasn't actually going to put in, but I will do. And so this one is probably one that you've heard before, but this one is more so about batching cooking for the week ahead. And I found that it's been so beneficial. I can't batch cook not batch cook, but plan my meals ahead in the week. Not that I can't plan it. The consideration that I have to take in is what activities are taking place in the evening, which actually determines the type of meals that I can cook, right? So I've seen heaps of videos online about, you know, I make this meal and we're gonna have quesadillas or whatever, or we're gonna have this type of meal. I'm like, I would love to be in the kitchen cooking after work, but with the time that we have and where the kids go and do their sports activities, I can't necessarily be in the kitchen cooking for, you know, an hour. I need to have the food made. It needs to be something that I can make, like either I've just got to add pasta or rice or lentils or whatever it is, and the meal is already made, right? The main meal is already made, or I've just got to make a salad to go with that, or I've just got to reheat it up. That's the type of food that I can make. So what has really helped is really looking at what activities are happening in the evening to constitute the type of food that I can cook. Now, that means that I'm a one pot wonder kind of girl. I love a good one pot. I like making curries, I like making stews, I like making goulashes, or whatever it is. I'm a one pot wonder. Put everything inside the pan, mix it up, make it great. I would love to be in the position where I could be like, well, guys, today we're gonna have, you know, some grilled chicken with a little bit of this and a little bit of I can't when I've got potentially 40 minutes to get food on the table before we get out of the house. So, and that adds its own levels of complexity. If you do want me to share a video about that and how I meal plan for a family of 5 and 3 very active kids in the evening, then let me know, because it's not your traditional, you know, batch cooking that I've seen online and all of that kind of jazz. If you want me to do that, let me know. Give me a wooden spoon or something in the comments. I'll be happy to do it. But that's really helped with my decision fatigue, thinking about what I need to make. If I make a curry, I know that, sorry guys, we're gonna have it for the next 2 days and I don't wanna hear you complaining. That's it, that's what we've got. And they're pretty good. My kids can eat anything and they don't mind. But it helps just knowing that those are the meals that are in the fridge, all ready to go, and I make them on a Sunday and we're good to go. And that's it. It's been really good. It's been really beneficial. That's what I did yesterday. I did a little bit of cooking. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. It was really good fun, and it was just based off things that have been happening over the last, you know, week or so, as you can tell from the stories. Do go ahead and share it with someone, or just give it a like so it can help to spread. Hitting the like button really helps it to get to more people. So if you have enjoyed this, please go ahead and like this video and subscribe, because we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I cannot believe it. We're on the road to it. YouTube has also recommended that you go ahead and watch this video right here. And here's another video that you can also watch if you want to go ahead and simplify your mornings. Go and check out this one. Until next time, gorgeous one, keep fighting for simplicity, because remember, being a functional hot mess is not a badge of honor. Mwah! Bye.